People are going to ask me, and you're probably going to ask me, it's been 10 years. What's it like? Well, it's like I haven't seen my son for 10 years. Nothing more than that. I haven't seen my son for 10 years.
Lee ILP is a retired New York City firefighter from Brooklyn. His son Jonathan, also a firefighter, was killed in the South Tower of the World Trade Center on 9/11. After 3 months of constant searching, Jonathan's body was found, and Lee came to carry his son out.
Jonathan was in a basket, Stokes basket. I went over, I did what I had to do with my son. I wasn't going to open up the body bag, but I did want to feel him. And then in our tradition, and I think it's probably all over, but in our tradition in the fire department, we carry out our own, no matter who finds him. So myself and some of the men from Squad 288 carried Jonathan out, brought him home where he belongs.
I remember the first thing was you couldn't believe it. You just couldn't believe it. It was beyond the scope of imagination. It wasn't a building, it wasn't 2 buildings, it was blocks. Walking was almost impossible. With all the steel and intertwined, a shovel would just bounce off of one piece. If it hits one piece of steel, it's just going to bounce off. The only way to do it was to force your hands down under there and lift it up and put it in a bucket. That's how most of the buckets were filled. The most dangerous job site I've ever seen in my life. Just danger everywhere. But below your feet was the reason you were there.
There were no direct orders, no one person or group in command. Those in the bucket lines were solemn and intently focused.
You would find yourself moving further and further up, around, and down in to the center of what used to be the towers. When you made it to the absolute front, there was usually about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 guys. That was the circle of digging, that was the circle of prying, of ripping, of cutting. And when you got there to the front, you didn't want to leave. I mean, you're there. If you're going to make a difference, that's the place to be. So you stayed there as long as you possibly could. And for me, I stayed there until my hands didn't work anymore.
They were going up when the towers came down. Souls were rising high when the day was through. The bravest of the brave came and gave, came and gave, came and gave, not to kill but to save. They were going up when the towers came down. Souls were rising high when the day was done. The bravest of the brave came and gave, came and gave. They came and gave, not to kill but to save. They were going up when the towers came down. Souls were rising high when the day was done. The bravest of the brave came and gave, came and gave. They came and gave, not to kill but to save. They were going up when the towers came down. Souls were rising high when the day was done. The bravest of the brave the brave came and gave, came and gave. They came and gave, not to kill, but to save. Pray for peace on earth. They were going up when the towers came down. Souls were rising high when the day was done. The bravest of the brave came and gave, came and gave. They came and gave, not to kill, but to save. They were going up when the towers came down. Souls were rising high when the day was done. The bravest of the brave came and gave, came and gave. They came and gave, not to kill, but to save. They came and gave, not to kill, but to save. We came and gave, not to kill, but to save. Pray for peace on earth. Amen.
Amen.